So I want to talk about that in more detail and talk about how we can find friendships when we are abroad or when we're planning on moving abroad so that, you can get your plan together. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about the hat? The hat was like a very last minute add-on. I'm still not sure I'm a hat person, even though I have a lot of them. The last minute, I was like, my braids are fuzzy. What are we gonna do? I can't tell if it's even. It's fine. Y'all don't care. Okay. Hi, Francis B. Good morning, Barbara, Chandra, Wendy Days, Polly. Good morning, Adelia, Maria, Chloe, ALG. Hi, friends. Okay. So, friendship abroad. It's kind of a tricky topic. And I want to say this by saying something that may be controversial. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. But in my opinion, if you want to make a huge life change, like moving abroad, you need new friends. I'll say it again. If you want to make a huge life change, like moving abroad, you need new friends. I'm not saying your old friends have to go. I'm saying you need additional friends. When you want to make a life change, a huge life change, you need new friends. You need new community. You need community that hasn't gotten you where you want to go yet, right? Like you have your friends. What do they say? Like if you look at the closest, I think 5 people in your life, you'll like see your life, right? The people you spend the most time with are the people who like shape your life. If you want to make big changes, you need new friends. There's nothing wrong with your old friends, I hope. I hope you have old friends who are supportive and loving and give you all that you need in a relationship. You might not. It's hard, especially if your friends don't understand what you're doing or if they feel like your new moves might distance you from them. That can be hard for them. So my girl showed up and said, hey, you might need a new husband too. I see you, sis. We need to talk. Hopefully I'll see you next week. I meant to message you this morning, but it was too early. I was like, I can't message Denise at 5 a.m. So I'm gonna talk to her later. Okay. You need new friends. You might need a new husband. We're gonna talk about intimate relationships on these journeys. And we're going to talk about friendships on these journeys. I see Slayton and Barbara saying they're introverts. I am too. So we're going to talk about making friends for introverts. We're going to talk about making friends for introverts. Okay, so most of you know that I went to California 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Time is nothing. Well, I went at least a month ago. I went on the 27th. I don't know what day it is today. So I guess 3 weeks. No, I came back on the 27th. When did I leave? I don't know. The 23rd? I was in California for 2 weeks. I saw pretty much none of my old friends. I went to the place where I used to live. I used to live in the Bay Area. Who I saw every day from sunup to after sundown was Adelia. Because Adelia, my friend from Mexico City, went with me to the Bay to help me clear out my storage unit. And this is where this video came from. Apparently, when I was with Adelia, we were, I think, on one of my live videos when I was in the Bay Area, Stephanie watched it and said that I should talk about friendships, do a video about friendships, because I said something profound about friendship. I don't know what I said. So hopefully it's something I really believe and I'll say it again today. I don't know. But Another thing, Stephanie, my friend, was like, yes, that thing you said, make a video. Make a video, because your friends help create your life, the life you want. They help take you to the life you want. So one of the things I want to say about Adelia going with me is I'm extremely grateful, because not a lot of people would give up 2 weeks of their life to work on someone else's project, right? Because she ain't gonna break in that 2 weeks. We went out one time and met up with some women from Exodus Summit, and one of the women said to her, so what have you seen of the Bay Area? And she was like, I saw a bridge when we were coming in from the airport. I let her out the house, y'all. Between the house and the storage unit and dropping stuff off, I let her go. When I got there, I was like, yeah, tickets to Alcatraz are available, so we can go do that, and we'll do this and that and that. And then when we started working, I was like, I guess you're a slave. I guess you're a slave, because you're not doing nothing but the work I have to do, which is now the work we have to do. And while I'm incredibly grateful for her friendship and for that relationship, and I could make a whole video about that, I think another underlying point about that is that if I didn't have a friend whose lifestyle was like mine, I wouldn't have had the help I needed on that part of my journey. My local friends, I saw 2 of them. 2? I saw 2 of them when I was in the Bay Area. I have hundreds of friends in the Bay. I saw 2 of them. Because I only saw people who came to the house. Someone else from Exodus Summit. So someone from Exodus Summit came to the house and volunteered. Thank you, Phyllis. But of the friends that I had from before, my previous life, I saw 2 of them. One who came to the house and was like, what y'all need, right? And another one who met me outside of the passport office when I went to get a passport. If I didn't have friends whose lifestyle was like mine, and that means I can take 2 weeks and work on a project of my own, and they can take 2 weeks and work on a project of mine, that wouldn't have got done. Because I told you already, when I opened the door to that storage unit, I was like, forget it. Forget it. I opened the door to that storage unit and I was like, I know that there's at least one thing inside I need. Everything else can go with God. I was aghast. It was too big of a project for one person. If I was there, it would have taken me probably like 2 months to get through, and some tears. And so having a friend who could take 2 weeks off and come with me to a foreign country and work on a project was life-saving for me in a way that I literally would not have been able to do by myself. Friends that not only support your lifestyle, but have the same lifestyle are going to be important for you on your journey. When I was working, in them offices and them regular hours, I needed friends who were doing that too, who worked down the street, who could meet me at happy hour. Needed that. Now that I'm pretty much a do what I want when I want kind of person, I need friends who can go anywhere. Adelia texted me this morning and was like, my flight gave me the details of a flight for something. And I was like, oh, I need to buy that ticket, don't I? And when she first proposed that trip, it wasn't, are you busy? It was, do you want to go? Not, are you going to be too busy to do this? Because I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, when I say I don't do nothing, I really mean it. I don't do nothing. I'm not doing nothing. She knows I'm not busy. It was, do you want to go? Do you want to go to this place? Because you ain't doing nothing. So, you coming or not? But yes, whatever your lifestyle is, having friends that live that same lifestyle is really important. But you need friends before you get to the lifestyle. You need new friends before you get to the lifestyle, which is why community, Shonda said, community is so important. My time in Mexico has been enriched by all my friends. Friends here, not fiends. Friends. Very grateful. I guess that was an autocorrect. But we tell you all the time. I tell you, Adelia tells you, Stephanie tells you, Shonda will tell you, Halisi will tell you, Dowe they'll all tell you. Moving abroad requires relationships. I keep saying the same thing because I need you to hear me. Your current relationships cannot completely support a new life. They can't. Every day I'm online and I see someone say, I really want to move to Mexico, but my friends, my family, my uncle, my cousin that I haven't talked to in 7 years keep telling me I shouldn't go because it's dangerous. Those are not the people who are going to support your new life. They might come around eventually, but you don't need, when you're planning a major life change, you don't need come around eventually. You need enthusiasm. Listen, I'm a girl that loves enthusiasm. Be enthusiastic about my decisions. Look at me sideways later on, right? But in the moment, show me some enthusiasm. Give it to me, right? When you announce a big life change you want, you need friends who are going to be like, yes, I love that for you. How can I help? What support do you need? You need enthusiasm. Your friends, your old friends, some will be enthusiastic, some will be confused. Confused, sometimes when confused in the heart, sometimes sounds when it gets to the mouth like fear or hating, right? Fear or hate is what confusion often sounds like in the heart. When it gets out, when it gets all the way up, it gets here and starts to get a little messy. And then when it comes out, it sounds kind of crazy, right? They're confused. They're scared. And it doesn't always come out the way you want it to. You need friends who will support your new lifestyle. So how are you going to get those friends? All right. If you're in the comments and you have moved abroad or spent significant time abroad, tell us in the comments how you made new friends. While you're doing that, what? When you have free time but your friends don't, you don't take full advantage of what you have. Free time? Free time? You need friends who have the same time you do. Bohemian lifestyle. I'm guessing that when you were in grad school, you felt anything but lucky, Kat. I'm guessing lucky was not how you felt in your heart in grad school. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I know very few grad students who feel lucky. But yeah, a little bohemian lifestyle. You get to go swimming every morning, but people don't understand. You're probably working to like reading and stuff till late night. People who don't understand that lifestyle don't understand that the time you spend working may be different, but you're working. All right. Tell me how you made friends abroad. Okay, so JG was in China for 9 months and made friends from working and networking. Adelia, who's an introvert, says, oh, wait, no, that moved too quickly. I let extroverts take me under their wings. I think that's actually how I met Adelia. I was a fake extrovert for like a day. I could tell she was an introvert. When I met Adelia, I was like, oh, she gonna make me work, huh? Okay. I can be extroverted one-on-one. One-on-one is where I'm at best. I shine at one-on-one. You get me like a 2-on-1 and I'm like, oh no, I'd like to go home now, please. One-on-one, I'm my best. Adelia was like, I guess we're talking, huh? We've met up. So I guess we're going to have this conversation. Okay. Very nice. She was very, very nice. But like, she can't fake being an extrovert. She could not with me in that moment fake being an extrovert. So I guess that's how I always get adopted by extroverts as well. But when I need to be the extrovert in the situation, I guess I will be. Okay. Shonda made friends through Exodus Summit and WhatsApp groups. I've been fortunate to have friends who have friends, we've all hung out. This is what I was going to get to in a minute. When you want to move abroad, you need friends before you get there. You need friends before you need to create your network before you get on the ground. Which reminds me, hi, I forgot to say this earlier. I'm 15 minutes in. Hi, I'm Roshida Dowe. Some of you might be new here. Some of you might have found me from the Bloomberg article this week. If you haven't seen it yet, it's linked in the comments. Go give it a clickety-click. And if you're not a Bloomberg subscriber, drop your email in and read the article, because our dear friend Lily wrote the article, and it was one of the most read articles on Bloomberg last week, which is great for, it doesn't matter to me who reads it. I don't get any more points if more people read it. But for a writer, for a freelance writer, I think she's freelance at Bloomberg, for a freelance writer or any writer, it's really good to have your articles read a lot, because it tells the publication that you create good work that people want to read. So the link is in the description. Go read it. Okay, so if you're here from Bloomberg, hi. I do this mostly every Sunday morning. Next week is going to be delayed. It's going to be a Sunday evening live. But yes, if you get from Bloomberg, hi. I tell you, I was talking to people this week about, we did our Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge this week, and people were nervous about going live. And I was, because we're like, what if I forget? And I was like, I forget all the time. All the time when I'm live, I forget what I was about to say. If people want someone who's reading from a script on a live video or always knows what they want to say, it's not me. They should watch a different channel. I don't have it. I will forget all the time what I'm going to say. It's okay. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. It's fine. Okay, so if you came from Bloomberg, hi, I do this every Sunday morning. I talk about moving abroad. I live in Mexico City. I am a career break coach, and I help people move abroad. I have a program that helps people do that called From Burnout to Bliss. You can find all the information about it at my website. Isn't she pretty? Now you can see RoshidaDowe.com. There we go. Oh, wait. Erica, I didn't mean to click it, but since we're here, I lived in China and Vietnam. I made new friends using Facebook groups, meetup groups, and networking events. Yes. Yes. RoshidaDowe.com. Use what you have. Okay, so Exodus Summit is a community that I run and that I've been running for years. I can't believe I'm saying that now. We started it in 2020. Woo! Okay, so fun fact. Most of you guys know the origin story for Exodus Summit. If you're here, Stephanie and I we did a group of interviews. We did 12 interviews called the 12 Days of Career Breaks in 2019. And those are on my channel. 6 are on my channel, 6 are on Stephanie's channel. And then during our interview, someone said, you guys should do a summit. And we were like, get away from me with that evil idea. Like, girl, that sounds like work. Go on somewhere. And then in 2020, Stephanie was like, we should do a summit. And I was like, I'll follow you a step further in this idea. I will take a step further with you in this idea. We started the Exodus Summit Facebook group as a part of the summit. We didn't know it would grow into an 8,000 person, I think it's 8,000 now, I don't know, 8,000 person community of women who are always supportive of each other, always helping each other, always trying to see each other win in the, or move in the direction of moving abroad, taking career breaks. But when we started the Facebook group, it was because for the summit, for the summit, there was a part of a summit happening on another platform, and then there was a part of a summit that was happening in the Facebook group. We had no idea when we started the Facebook group that we were starting a community that would last years. I mean, it did. And you guys are here, right? Like Exodus Summit is a place I love. It is just happiness. Everyone's always like, like if you want supportive people, it is the place on the internet. Supportive Black women. It is a safe space for Black women to share their dreams and to talk about how they too can make a move that other people in the group have made. But it was, when we started, it was just like, okay, so we're going to do these things live in the Facebook group, and we're going to do these things on the other platform. I think we couldn't go live on the other platform. So we were like, we can do it in a Facebook group. We could go live there. And 3 years later, we're coming up. This next in September, October, I don't know. It'll be our 4th summit, and we're at almost 9,000 Black women. You can join our community it's linked in the description, but I'm going to try to type it here. So why not? Exodus Summit. Oh, that is not it. I wrote Exodus Summity, like community. ExodusSummit.com/community is how you can join us. Most of you guys, I know most of you guys in here, and you're already in the community. But if you're not, you should get there. Okay. Evelyn is moving to Germany in April for work and love this community. It's the beginning of her exit. Congratulations, Evelyn. Yay. Yay. Oh, Down to Earth says I need to change my profile photo from Baby Yoda to me so I can join the Facebook group. Yeah, so when we say a safe space for Black women, we mean that if we go to your profile and we cannot clearly tell that you're a Black woman, the question isn't whether you're a Black woman or not, because I am no one to deny anyone else's identity. The question is it obvious to us that you're a Black woman? If everybody looking at you at first sight thinks you're a white woman, apologies. But unless you have some Black people on your page, if you look, no, this is weird. It's a weird conversation to have, but we get people all the time who are like, why am I not Black enough? And I'm like, you literally appear to be a non-Black person, and you don't have any Black people in your friends. You ain't got one girl being like, hey, cousin, I ain't talked to you in a long time, anywhere on your page. Why do you want to join this Black community? If you don't have Black people in your life, why do you want to join this Black community? So yes, so if you do not have a photo that identifies you as a Black woman, you cannot join the group. And even if you have a photo and you think you look like a Black woman, but nobody else on earth thinks you look like a Black woman, we still want to do some research. You might get turned down the first time, sorry. So it's Facebook. There's no way for us to know besides photos. So we have to judge by photos. Sounds terrible, but it is intended to be just a safe space. Just a safe space. That's all. Okay, so I want to do one thing. Yes. Okay. Come here. Someone said, Wendy says, can I still buy the 2020 summit? Yes, Wendy, you can get the 2020 summit here. Nope. Stephanie will tell me that there's a real link for that. Like, she knows what the pretty link for everything is. And I'd be like, this is where you can find it on the internet. I don't know. There's probably a really pretty link for it. I just don't know it. Exodus/summit.heysummit.com is where you can get a 2020 summit. That's all I know. It's there in the comments. We have to protect the space, and Black women use safe spaces just for us. Yes. Okay. So that brings us to another point. When you're looking for friends, what are you looking for? Right? So I don't think your move abroad friends need to solely be Black women. I will say that when you are moving abroad, moving anywhere else, having friends, having people who have experienced what you're going to experience is important. And you, as a Black woman moving to Chiang Mai, Thailand, is going to have a different experience than a white woman who moved to Chiang Mai, Thailand. Because what do I always say? Anti-Blackness is everywhere, right? So I'm not saying all your friends need to be Black. I'm saying that if in your life you have never cultivated friendships with Black women, before you fling yourself to a foreign country, might be a good time to try doing that. Just to give it a try. Join some spaces where there are some Black women getting together, supporting each other. I've lived in Mexico City for years. The people I can get the best advice from are the people whose life is most similar to mine and whose experience is most similar to mine, right? The women who moved here because their husband's job moved them here, love them, nice, wonderful woman. Their experience isn't similar to mine. They don't need to figure out how to get that residency visa, right? They don't need to know who to call to do X, Y, and Z, right? Their jobs worked all that out for them. Lovely women. I need people whose experience is more like mine. And maybe for you, that's going to be a number of people. You're going to have a handful of people, right? Like, she's like me in that she doesn't have kids, and she's like me in that she doesn't work a traditional job, and she's like, you know what I mean? Like, you might have to spread it out depending on where you're going, but the more you can find people who are like you, the easier it will make your move abroad experience. Not saying they're going to be your only friends, but don't avoid them. I hear all the time in these groups from people who haven't moved abroad. It's always people who haven't moved abroad who I hear saying this. People who I haven't heard move abroad, I hear saying, when I move abroad, I don't want to live by any foreigners. I only want to surround myself with locals. Baby, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? Unless those locals accept you as a local, you're always going to be an outsider. And you're not going to be surrounded by people or even like in relationship, in community of people who are also outsiders. You going to set yourself up to be the only one? Why make life harder than it has to be? Why make life harder than it has to be? It doesn't have to be that hard. When people say, I don't want to be around any other foreigners, I'm always like, oh, you sweet summer child. If I need to figure out how to get an RFC as a tax number down here, which I figured out, Adelia, I might already have one. I might. There's like a process, and there are like a lot of bureaucracy in Mexico specifically, and in a lot of other countries. A lot of the bureaucracy is like, it changes daily. You think them locals know what the bureaucracy about immigration is at the immigration office? Getting a tax ID when they've had a tax ID probably their whole life? You think they know how to get in line and what the paperwork says and what it doesn't say that you need to bring with you? Listen, what you haven't been told that you need to bring with you, but you actually need to bring with you is $1 million question in most places. The people who live in that country who don't have to do the things you have to do as a foreigner don't know the answer. But you want to avoid all foreigners, huh? Don't do that. It's silly. It's silly. It's harder than it has to be. Yeah, I don't even think if you marry a local, it could work. Not in a healthy way. Not like when I traveled the world for a year from 2018 to 2019. When I was in places, I never felt more lonely than when I was in places where I didn't speak the language. I didn't see people who looked like me. That was like I'm an introvert, so I don't need other people a lot. I never felt more lonely when I was like, I don't see people who look like me and I do not speak this language. And you can't put all of your eggs in your partner's basket. Janice just told us. Janice just told us. You can't do that. You can't do that. Right? Like that's not something you can do. One person cannot cannot do all the emotional labor that other people need to do in your life. Whether we know it or not, we rely on other people for emotional labor. And one person cannot do it all, and one person should not do it all. So if your partner is the only person that you have a tight relationship with and you're surrounded by people who don't look like you and don't speak the language you do, for me, that wouldn't be an ideal life. And I don't need a lot of other people. I don't need a lot of other people. So I think even marrying in, I would have to be like, mm-mm. Okay, so Janice says I couldn't tell you how to get an American residency, but you could tell me who to speak to because I know you know who to speak to because you spoke to someone, right? You could tell me how long it took you once you called that person. Let me tell you, locals don't know that. You could tell me the process that you went through and how much you paid. Locals don't know that. You could tell me what you said you couldn't tell me how to get an American. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I couldn't tell you how to get an American residency. No, you couldn't. You couldn't. You can tell me what you know about Mexican residency. You can't tell me about American residency because you don't. We don't. Actually, I could. I just found my my naturalization documents when I was in the U.S., but I don't remember because I was underage. My mom became a citizen and I was under 16, so they were like, "Now you sign this paper and you are one too." And I was like, "Wait, what am I? What am I doing?" I'm just. Mom was like, "Sign the paper." I said, "Wait, what? What's that? Sign the paper." Okay, so I'm right, like. So yes, even though I've been through the citizenship process, I had to stand up and swear some stuff. It's probably a lie then. It's probably a lie now. But yeah, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't. I don't know. I don't remember. Yes, you need people in your life who have experienced what you're going to experience, especially if you're experiencing something that no one else has experienced. Especially if you're experiencing something no one else has experienced, like no one else in your life has experienced. You need to find people, which is why I'm gonna get back to it. Community. Okay, so if we're thinking about moving abroad, I hope you watched Stephanie's video yesterday about first steps for Black women who want to move abroad. That is linked in the description. That is Stephanie Perry, Perry. We also call her Bethany Berry around here. She did that video just yesterday morning. It was excellent. Even though it went, she lost power, y'all. So it had to happen a few different times. But I linked to the longest one in my description. Black Women Move Abroad Action Steps is what it was called. If you want community, join the Exodus, and you're a Black woman, join the Exodus Summit Facebook group. I knew she was going to say something. Woo! I can't remember what she was doing when I was calling her that. Find community that is like you. All right. So I don't know what we're talking about up here? Okay. JB, I'm autistic and I've never made friends easily. I want to move abroad, but I'm afraid it'll make me even lonelier, which is why Kat said, can you find online communities of other autistic people who've moved abroad that may be great advice and connections for you, but also keep hanging out here too? Yes. If you have anything that you think is going to prevent you from making friends on the ground, start by making friends in Facebook group. There are other autistic people who have moved to Mexico, to Canada, to South Africa. It may be easier to find them in groups than it is in like online groups than it is on the ground. So that's a great place to start. I would also say, I invite all of you to form the communities you don't see. If you need a community and you don't see it, I invite you to start it, right? So Deborah Valerie started Black Women 60 Plus Expats, or something that sounds a lot like that. Those words are all in the title on Facebook, because she kept coming to Stephanie's videos and being like, when y'all gonna do something for the over 60 group? Or people in Stephanie's comments kept saying, when y'all gonna do something for the over 60 group? When y'all gonna do something for over 60 group? And if you know me and Stephanie, you know we don't want to work. We created one community. We manage one, well, sometimes a little bit more than one, but usually we just like to stick it with one community. Another community for 60 plus? You can start it yourself. And now look at her. She's in Panama right now. They have a meetup April 19th. No, and 15th through the 19th in Panama. She's there right now living her best life. Yes. The community has grown. I think, how many people they have now? They got a bunch of people now over there. More than 3,000? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see what Facebook tells us. Who's in that group and can tell me immediately? 60 plus Black women expats. It has 2.8 thousand members. All because she started it herself. All because she started it herself. If you don't see the community you want, if you're like, where are all my West Indian people in Japan? You can probably find them in like a Black in Japan group. But if you're not having the conversations in the group you want to have, maybe start your own community. Right? I'm gonna give away some of Adelia's business real quick, although it's not giving it away. People who come to Mexico City are always coming in the Brothers and Sisters of Mexico City group saying, when's y'all next meetup? What y'all doing? What's going on? When's there a planned event? How can what can I come to? But the thing is, Adelia has said loud and clear, who's the admin of it, one of the admins of the group. I think the only current admin that still lives in Mexico City, I think. She don't like being outside. She's an introvert. She doesn't like large groups of people. So that group isn't going to do a lot of meetups. She did a couple last year. They're not going to do a lot of meetups. Because why? People. People come to meetups. They don't like people like that. What has happened? People have started creating WhatsApp groups in the city. I'm not even in them. People have started creating WhatsApp groups and saying, like, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Who wants to go do this? Who wants to go? I couldn't tell you how to join them because, like I said, I'm not in them. They sound active. But yeah, like there was a need and people started creating the communities. They created the communities they needed. They wanted more active experiences, and so they created those in WhatsApp groups. Okay. Alicia said that she loves that the folks in Brothers and Sisters Mexico City groups are so open to meet up. Great experience. Yes. So I was having this conversation, I think, in my group coaching program from Burnout to Bliss, from burnouttobliss.cl. A couple alumni are in here now. Wait, let's talk about it. A couple alumni from Burnout to Bliss are in Mexico City at the same time and supported one of them supported the other when there was a little health moment, right? They joined a group coaching program, and two people in the same group coaching program ended up in the same city and ended up supporting each other when they needed each other. Community and the people you need are going to show up when you need them. The people who know what it's like to live abroad will be there to fill the gaps that you need filled because they need them filled too, right? So I saw after yesterday's video, Stephanie was talking about, someone in the comments was like, well, I'm worried about moving abroad with health issues, like being away from my family, like who's going to take care of me? And Stephanie's point that she made in the comments was that I'm creating relationships with people so that if I have like an immediate need, I have people who care enough about me to take care of me. Community, right? We need community for that and for other things. We need community because we need to give. We need community because we need to get. Both ways. Okay, so Her Royal Highness Sophia I says, so agree. My friendship has evolved to quality over quantity, and it seems to be with people who have gone or going or trying to go where I am. It's not a mirror, more like an enhancer. Yes, an enhancer. I love it. I love it. But I started this by saying, from Alicia's comments, we were talking about joining up in groups in my group coaching program. And one of the things we talked about was that when people are talking about like, I'm not there yet, right? I want to join. I want to give value in the Facebook group I'm in, but I'm not on the ground yet. So how can I give value? And my response to that was, you will give value when you have something valuable to give. And you don't have to be on the ground to give it, but you also don't have to join every conversation for the sake of joining conversations. When you get there, you're going to help the people coming behind you, right? When you get on the ground, you're going to help the people coming behind you. You're not on the ground yet. You can allow other people to kind of pull that rope and pull you along. It doesn't have to feel like a transactional relationship, like I am here and I'm getting information, so I have to give if you don't have it yet. Because when you have it, you will give it. Until then, just chill. Be in that group and soak up all the information. Nobody's mad. Like people, generally, I see it every once in a Facebook group, but generally people in Facebook groups aren't going to be upset that you aren't contributing. They're more likely to be upset if you're contributing and you don't know what you're talking about. Like if every time someone posts, you have to respond to something, even though I'm in a group and there's one person who responds almost all the time, but they don't live in the city that the group is in. And so they're never responding accurately. And then when someone calls them out, they're like, how am I supposed to know what group this comment was in or this post was in? Baby, if you don't know, what group you're posting in, why are you posting the answers? Why are you posting the answers when you don't understand the question? Right? Like not posting in Facebook groups, not feeling like you're not giving is not a problem. Giving BS is a problem. It can be, right? But you don't have to feel like you're making a contribution to be a part of a community. When you get on the ground and you have something to contribute, do that. Until then, if all you do is ask questions, that contributes by starting a conversation. If all you're doing is asking questions, you're contributing by starting a conversation. If you had the answers, you would give the answers. You can contribute by liking posts as Adelia, the admin of multiple Facebook groups. You do not have to feel like I shouldn't be in this group because these people have all the answers and I don't have anything to give back to them. You're not in Facebook groups to labor. You're not in Facebook groups to just take, but you're not also not in Facebook groups to labor. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Let's see. Okay, Danielle says, can you mention how far in advance you'd recommend connecting with groups without post about someone on the ground in Portugal still pending approval for a Facebook group? I think when you start getting serious about a location, it's time to join the Facebook groups for that location that you think would be relevant for that location. So I think a lot of you guys know that my move wasn't like a lot of other people's. I came to Mexico City once and I was like, I like it here. I want to be here, period. The end. It's how, same way I picked which college I went to. I like it here. I want to be here. Done. Vibes. I was like, I like the vibes, period. It wasn't like hours or days or months of research. It wasn't any research at all. I'd come here a bunch of times on vacation. And from that, I was like, I like it there. I want to make this home. That's not how most people do it. A lot of people narrow down their choices. That's a very smart way to know that you're getting what you want. By the time if I was narrowing things down, by the time I narrowed it down to 3 choices, I would start looking at Facebook groups. I will say, but if you're thinking about a city, if there's no Facebook group or you can't find one, that's one thing. But if you can't find a Facebook group that has any people I like if I go to some of these Facebook groups, some of these groups, all day long, they complain. They complain all day long. Like they ain't got nothing else to do, nothing else to talk about. They complain all day long. No positivity, nothing. I think a city would get a little lower on my list if all the Facebook groups I could find in a city were like that, or like people weren't being kind to each other, a city would get a little lower on my list. Doesn't have to be the same for you. If you have your heart set on a city and you can't find a Facebook group that is like nice, kind people, and that's what you want, I hope you want that, then maybe you just need to make your own Facebook group or a smaller WhatsApp group or just a group chat with some people you know. It's like meet 1 or 2 kind people and add them. But if I can't find anybody nice, I would be like, y'all sound terrible. So, okay, Traveler Awakening says, my move is like yours. I went there once. It was in December. I stayed for 36 days, and I said, this is where I'm staying. For me, it will be Merida. Okay, Merida has one of the nicest Facebook groups. Merida, Mexico, I think it's Brothers and Sisters of Merida. One of the they are supportive, kind. Every once in a while, it gets a little, ooh. Okay, but like, I've been in it less than a year, and I think I've only seen it happen one time. Which is, it's a group with a lot of expat groups. Facebook groups tend to have, or online communities tend to have people with a whole lot of different personality types, right? Because the only thing you have in common is that you moved to this city and maybe one other thing. So like we're Black and we moved to this city is all we have in common. There's going to be some conflict every once in a while. But the Merida group, they're kind. They're like, the other day I was scrolling on Facebook and one of them was like, this pool lets you come, I think every weekday, this hotel lets you come and sit at the pool for like $100 a year. I said, excuse me, what? Miss, 2,000 pesos? I can go to the pool every 5 days a week at that hotel for 2,000 pesos? I would not have known that. I would not have known that if it wasn't for the Facebook group. The Merida Facebook group, kind. Okay, yes. Aunt Lou says it's too hot to be it's too hot to be mean in Merida. Yes. They are kind to each other. Okay, someone said the volume is lower now. Maybe I need to move this closer. Yes, they are nice. They are kind. Okay. It's YouTube live stream Good Morning Portugal. There's an offshoot for men, and I participate in the men's group. I've often had more male friends since I was a child. It's continuing. Get some lady friends in Portugal. Get some lady friends in Portugal. Get some lady friends in Portugal. Okay. I think men, hold on. I can't believe I'm going to say this on camera. I'm going to turn around. I think men can be lovely creatures. Okay. But I don't trust them for certain stuff. Right? I don't trust them for certain stuff. When I was moving to Ohio for a summer, I had male friends I knew in town. And there was one woman who I wasn't that close. I met her I worked with her husband. So I met her through her husband. I wasn't that close with her, but I knew her. But when it came time for me to look at an apartment and I wasn't there, and this is before smartphones. So was it before smartphones? Yes, it was before smartphones. So I couldn't, she couldn't just easily do a video or take photos. Who did I send to go look at the room I was thinking of renting? The woman. Would I send a man to go look at a space to live? Ew. Ew. Some of you have excellent taste and great judgment. But taste and judgment from the same man at the same time? And I'm going to put my life and my living situations in their hand for them to tell me whether it's a good idea? I was like, there's got to be a woman. There's got to be a woman, because no. Mm-mm. I don't know who said what. I don't know what y'all heard on this video, but you know me and you know my stance on certain things. So there must have been somebody else in the house. Okay, moving on. Get you some friends who run a gamut. Get some friends that run a gamut. Okay. Dara says, I looked at a department for her male friend in Mexico City, and he signed from afar on her word. It would definitely not work in reverse. No. A man? Like, I legit turned down an apartment. One of the first apartments that I saw, and I was like, I could live here. Turns out, I didn't know at the time, but it was 2 blocks away from my favorite ice cream place, Joe Gelato. Do you know how terrible my lactose intolerant ass would be living right now? Do you know how bad my skin and my belly would be if I lived 2 blocks from Joe Gelato? I was saved by the fact that there were too many men outside. I saw that place. I walked up and I said, it's too many men just standing around. Y'all not working? You're at your places of employment, but you're not working. And you're not in the back playing poker, right? Shooting dice in the back where I can't see you. No, you're standing on the street, talking to each other and watching everybody walk by. So there are like 6 shops right here. There are rim shops on the block, and y'all all standing out here not working? No. No. Would a man have said no because there are too many men outside? I said no. Mm-mm. Too many men with nothing to do outside? I don't like that. I don't like that. I do not like that. Go away. Y'all, I can't even say go to work because y'all have jobs. Y'all are at work. But me, the person that will stand out the most in this on this block at this time is not going to be walking by groups of men every single time. Groups of men just standing around doing nothing every time I have to go anywhere. No. Would a man have even noticed? It was also across the street from a school. No, across the street from, it was next to rim shops. And I talked to someone who actually lives in that building. I can't remember who it was. I ended up meeting someone who lives in that building or rented an Airbnb in that building. Hilarious. Because my first thought was, I was looking during COVID. When the schools get into session, it's quiet now. But I see the painting on that wall. I don't even see the sign for the school, but I see that child painted mural on this wide wall that tells me I should be suspicious because I don't want to live by schools or churches. I do not want to live. It's my rule. It's my rule for a long time. No schools, no churches. I am now accidentally a block away from a school. And them kids be kidding every day. Every day. For those of you that don't know me, I am the height of a middle schooler. So why is you out here towering over me? Go away. Why are you out here in groups, gangs even, gangs of students in their uniform? They're alike. They are dressed alike. That's a gang. Doing nothing. Hanging out. Go to your homes. Your homes. Get off my streets. Anyway, that was a big sidebar. I have strong feelings. Woo! Them kids gonna kid. Yes. They out here just hanging out, having a good time, waiting at the bus stop. I gotta wait at the bus stop with 600 of you. I want to get on the bus, which means I can't get on the bus. Y'all in the chats talking about olive oil gelato, and I realized last night that I have not seen Joe in the year 2023. Today may be the day. Who want to go to Joe Gelato after this? Hit me up if you want to go. It's 11 a.m. in Mexico City. If you're watching this on the replay, I probably already have a belly full of gelato. But if you want to go, Shonda, you in town? You want to go? Let's go. I'll message you. Message me if you want to go. Tag me here. No, Teddy, them kids were outside being outside. Oh, Adelia says Joe on a Sunday. You know, some things are worth the line. Sunday evening. The line at Joe's now has exploded. And someone blamed me for that. And I was like, first of all, how dare you? But also, I do talk about him a lot. Shauna wants to go. We gonna go. Shauna, we going to Joe Gelato. Auntie Lulu lives next to 2 high schools, 2 elementary schools, and a junior high school. You'll never see me outside when they get out. No, they be outside loud. Loud. Whew, just busy, active. Anyway, the point was the place I looked to rent was next to, in Mexico City, a good thing to know, a good reason to have friends before you get on the ground is that a lot of neighborhoods have the same type of business over and over again. Like there's a neighborhood where you can go buy lamps, and there's one where you can go buy like leather goods, and there's one where you can go get like, I don't know, there's a street in my neighborhood where you can get your car washed, right? That neighborhood had like, I kid you not, rims. All these shops, but y'all ain't doing no work because you out here on the sidewalk looking at me as I stand out here. I don't like that. Am I afraid of living in Mexico City? No. Do I not like being close to that many men who ain't got nothing to do? No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Daraz saying she can tell you where to go for lamps and countertops. Yes, every neighborhood has their own little thing. It'd be like pockets, like this pocket sells this and this pocket sells that, which is awesome because if you need a thing, you just have to go to one neighborhood. and walk around maybe like, 2 or 3 blocks. Boom, you're done. You've seen everything the city has to offer. Not everything, I'm sure there are a few different lamp neighborhoods because it's a huge city, but you've seen a lot of what the city has to offer. You've seen a lot of the pricing. You don't have to go here and there and there and there and there. In a huge city like this, it's really helpful, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't have community. Would a man have said, they're working on cars out there, girl? Actually, they're not working on cars. They're just standing around waiting for the next car to come in front of the shop, groups of men. Would he have said that? No. I don't trust him. All that to say, find you some friends that are living the lifestyle you want, that are where you want to be, and that are similar to you in the ways that matter. And when I say the ways that matter, I mean as much as possible. Like, you don't have to have identical friends, right? But my single friends and I have a different relationship than my married friends and I do, right? My friends with minor children and I have a different relationship than my friends with no minor children in the home do. My friends where I can say, it's Wednesday, you want to go to Cabo? Have a different relationship. My friends who are like, it's Wednesday and my boss keeps talking to me. That Teams alarm alert keeps going off. My phone is doing the thing I don't like it when my phone does, right? Like, there's an alert from work, there's a chat, there's a something, just different experiences, right? And so you got to get as many people in your circle that can understand your experience as possible, but also you want other people. We haven't talked about making local friends. Honestly, because I'm not great at it. Because I'm not great at doing the work. Like, I've met people and I'm like, oh, this would be a great friend. And then I don't follow up. I want to get better at it. I really want to get better at it. But, I have started by making friends who don't look like me, by joining groups. So like other expats, but other expats who are completely different. I agreed to meet up. Hold on. You know what I'm going to say? You already know what I'm going to say. I agreed to meet up with a man. He seems normal. I don't think he's going to kill me. But I'm trying to get more friends that are different, right? Because my circle is not a date. It's not a date. He doesn't want my body parts. I saw that question. No, when I say I agreed to meet up with men, I really just meant meet up with someone who identifies as male. So part of my trip back to San Francisco was I have a really great male friend there that I like and I enjoyed. And when I spent time with him, I was like, I forgot what it's like to have men that you actually enjoy spending time with. Because being online means that most of the men I meet or I come in contact with go out of their way to show that they're terrible humans, right? And so my friendship circle has become a lot more lady heavy than anything before. Like I've never had this percentage of high female friends, low male friends ever in my life as I do at this time right now, because most of the people I come in contact with are seem to be sane and rational are women. And men show up being weird. And he wasn't that weird. So we don't get coffee or something. Okay. He just messaged me and was not weird. People message me all the time and like, can we meet up? But they're always like, I'm coming to Mexico City in it's February, so I'll be like, I'm there in April. Can we meet up? I don't know where I'm gonna be in April. Like, I'm not that person. I really am a what are you doing today or tomorrow person. I am not a in 2 months, can we get coffee? I'm not that person. I'm not gonna remember that you sent me this message. And if you don't remember to remind me, Ew. Stephanie says, friends in different age groups is nice too. For me, older women are even better at embracing ease, and younger friends help me use my phone. I've been appreciating older friends, I think, since I was like in my 20s. Older women are the way to go. They are. I don't know who these younger friends are already helping you use your phone, Stephanie, because we saw your unread email messages the other day. You're not using your phone for that. Woo! Yes, hit me up 3 to 5 days in advance, max. Also, if you say, can we do this on a Friday? And I say, yes, I lied to you. I didn't mean to lie to you. A Friday evening? I'm definitely not coming. I'm definitely not coming. I didn't mean to lie to you. I really think sometimes I don't really think it through. And I'm like, I really want to do this. And then Friday evening rolls around and I'm like, ooh, baby. Dara invited me out once, but it was like a Friday evening and a party that started at 10 p.m. Girl, now you know. Now you know I'm not leaving my home. She knows I am not leaving my home. That's why that's why I had a really hard time in Senegal. People would be like, meet me 40 minutes away from where I'm staying or an hour from where I'm staying at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm supposed to be awake at 11 o'clock? First of all, I'm supposed to be awake at 11 o'clock. We're starting the night at 10 or 11. Starting the night at 10 or 11? Make friends who like to do the things you like to do. Come on now. I'm a daytime friend. I'll tell you all day long. I am a daytime friend. I am not your nighttime friend. I can be convinced to be your nighttime friend with enough notice as long as it's not Friday. I'm a daytime friend. I am not a nighttime friend. You want me to meet you somewhere when it's been dark for hours? Ain't no way. Yes, our Exodus Life says, I need brunch friends. I'm being PJs by 9 o'clock. Yes. You don't want to move to here's what I know about Senegal. When I went to Senegal, I found one daytime friend. Everybody else was like, I'm getting to the party around 1. I'd be like, I won't be there. Like, some cities are nighttime cities. And those nighttime cities attract nighttime city people. Excuse me, one of the reasons I don't think I could live in Senegal was because what I'm going to do, I will never see anybody. Everybody wants to go out at night. Auntie Lou says at 11 p.m. she's choosing what movie she's going to fall asleep to. At 11 p.m. I'm already asleep. If I'm awake at 11 p.m., something's gone terribly wrong. What am I doing? Why am I awake? Is this insomnia again? It's 11 o'clock. I should be asleep. Brunch me. Daytime me. Ice cream after a live event me. Yes. Okay. So Kemi wants brunch friends for a Texas meetup. Kemi, are you the Exodus Summit Facebook group? We've been doing a lot of meetups in there. In fact, last week, the picture on this thumbnail is from 3 weeks ago when we met up with the Exodus Summit crew in the Bay Area. We met in Oakland at a brunch place that was really nice. We had a good time. And I gave them all wine because I had wine. Yes. So the reason I used their picture, hold on 1 second. I grabbed some. Oh, no, it's closer than I thought. One of the reasons I used this photo was that it was a reminder that you need friends before you go, right? So they're all in Exodus Summit. They did know each other before our meetup. We met, and as we were leaving, I was like, who hasn't made a new friend yet? Who doesn't have someone else's phone number? Like, you've come to this meetup. You sound kind of stuffy today. Ice cream's probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, so come to the meetup. You haven't left with a friend? You haven't left with someone's phone number? You're not leaving. Give somebody your phone number before you leave. If you go to an event, if you're in a city and there's an event, get someone, whether it's their Instagram info, their phone number, their WhatsApp, something, get their info before you leave. Don't be out here being like, oh, I really enjoyed having brunch with these 12 women, but I will likely never see them again, any of them again. Yes, Nubianette got some champagne that is still unopened. You better open that. The reason I had all that champagne to go away is because I was not opening it. I had like 50 bottles of champagne and wine. The last day, I thought I had like 12, maybe 7. I was like, if we drink a bottle a night, Adelia and I will go through it all. We kept taking bottles out of things, and I was like, I'm glad and Adelia at one point was like, I'm really worried about all of the alcohol. And I was like, no, I have friends. Like, my friends will take the alcohol. Like, the alcohol is not a hard thing to get rid of. The alcohol is actually one of the easiest things to get rid of. My friend came over to the Airbnb when we weren't even there. I was like, she was like, I'm at the Airbnb. You're not here. I was like, okay, this is how you get in. Take all the alcohol except for these like 3 bottles. Take everything. Take everything. Danielle says, I think I missed a final storage wrap-up video. Y'all had a whole ABC store to distribute. Yes. There hasn't been a final video. I'm one of those people that, like, once I get past something, I don't talk about it again. That's the past. And so doing videos about things I've experienced is hard for me, but I'm going to try to do that. Hey, Katrina. Okay. So yes, alcohol, friends, that was easy because I have friends. Come, take it all. Drink it all. Enjoy it. There was a lot. Anyway, okay, so we're making friends of different ages, different interests, but we're using our interests to make friends. Do you like to knit? Somebody else in the city you're moving to or live in now likes to knit, and they want a knitting friend. Somebody wants a barbecue friend. Somebody wants to barbecue for me, and I just don't know it yet. Somebody wants to barbecue. Somebody out there likes to feed other people. And somebody in here likes to eat what other people make. Yes. Somebody out there, Tracy, likes to bake. And somebody in here likes to eat what other people bake. Your perfect match is out there. I need to find my people. Hey, Barbara, beautiful, powerful love. I need to find my people. Do the things that interest you and you will make the friends. At home, abroad. Do the things that interest you and you will make the friends. Join the groups. Do the things. Kendall Lampkin. I'm gonna let a man talk. So I'm an African-American man moving to Lisbon in June 1st. While I'm happily amazed at numbers of sisters, I would also like to meet some male friends for sporting events. I wish you the best. I can't tell you how to make male friends because apparently I don't do that anymore. But you know what? I feel like if you went into the Black in Portugal, is that the group? Black in Portugal group, and said, I want to go to X sporting event on this day. Like 6 men would raise their hand and be like, let's go. Let's go. Tracy, half my KitchenAid is in Mexico City. The other half is in Merida. The actual motor is in Merida. So I don't have the whole KitchenAid yet, but it's all in Mexico. Because I like to bake too. All right. So yes, raise your hand in the groups you join, and don't wait for people to create events that you are interested in. Create events and see who joins you. The reason Adelia and I are friends is I posted about going to eat pie. By the time we got to the pie, it was only fruit pie left, I think. And Adelia was like, I am not eating fruit pie because she don't eat fruit. I didn't know this at the time. But we became friends. I think she was bolder than she usually is. I think I said I was going back, and she was like, if you go back, I'll meet you there. And I was like, okay. Probably not a serial killer. Because people are not going to kill you over pie. Not a stranger. Someone you know, maybe at Thanksgiving. I don't know. But a stranger is probably not going out of their way to meet you to kill you over pie. We waited in line. The pie line had to be... The pie line is one of the deepest lines I've ever seen. Well, no. We do lines here. I don't do lines for food. I waited in line for food because I had walked like 40 minutes to get there. But the pie line was ridiculous. And we waited there, and she didn't get food, but we talked. We both like to eat, and we both like pie. We both like desserts. It was magic. I told you she was an introvert, so I kind of talked, and she kind of went, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I got her. And now she's less of an introvert with me because I tricked her into watching me eat pie because she refused to eat any. She was like, it's all fruit pie. I didn't know she didn't eat fruit. I also didn't know what was going to be available that day. I think they had chocolate, and then they ran out of chocolate. Something. Okay, so people are giving Kendall suggestions for making friends. Look at this community. No, Barbara, they're probably not gonna kill you over pie. Not a stranger. Mm-mm. When I get to Mexico, I plan on learning more soul food recipes, which reminds me, Tiara Darnell has opened a soul food restaurant in Mexico City called Black Cochina. I haven't been there yet because I have left my house once since I got back from twice since I got back from the Bay Area 2 weeks ago. In 2 weeks, I left my house twice. But that's the other way to make friends. Where's the soul food? Where is the soul food? Or if there isn't any, who cooking? If I cook this, who's coming? And what are you bringing? I know we can't do potlucks with just anyone, but maybe you can find some people you can cook and share food with because you've seen their kitchens and you feel comfortable. Oh, and Adelia drops a link. Oh, wait. Shonda's going today. So y'all see this? This is the moment where I take things personally. Shonda is going, but she didn't invite me. But she invited herself to Joe Gelato. Life of luxury and ease is making curry chicken today. Okay. Make friends that support the life you want. You think that was the invitation? You know, I'm going to get on this channel and act a fool when y'all do things that I don't previously know about. So if it's an invitation, it needs to be very, very clear. Listen, Sarah loves cooking and grilling. We'll feed Sisters of CDMX. Yes, I'm there. If I leave the house, yes. I'm there. People who love, I'll bring some meat to put on the grill, for you to put on the grill. I will bring a side that I can get at the grocery store for his lovely events. I'm there. Mm. Okay. Meet the friends that support the life you want to have. Here's a fun fact. When you move abroad, when you leave your whole life behind and you go somewhere new, you can leave your old life behind and become someone new. You can become someone new. So, if your entire life you have been a type A accountant, and when you move abroad, you want to be an easy, breezy, beautiful painter, you are an easy, breezy, beautiful painter. Get you some paintbrushes, some canvases. Ask in the group who else is an artist, because you're an artist now. You are an artist now. Go do it. You get to create the life you want. Whatever that life is, you get to create it. Create friendships that support that life. You're a painter, right? If you move abroad and you have never strapped on tennis shoes before in your life and you want to say you're a runner, you are a runner. Who gonna check you? You're a runner. Go hit a block, one block. If you run a block, if you run half a block in my mind, you run 3 steps, you're a runner. You run 3 steps, you're a runner. You're a runner now. Join a running group. You don't have to be good at it to claim it. You have a whole new life now. Your friends who are like, girl, you know you ain't no runner. Come meet us for brunch. Girl, you know you're not running. Painter, you ain't never painted nothing. Come do this instead. Those people don't exist anymore. All you have are people who know the new you. Create the life you want. Get the friends that will support you in the life you want. You're a painter. You're a runner. I brought back from my trip to the Bay. Adele at one point said, I didn't know you were a runner. She saw some medals for some races that I have run. Because when I moved to Mexico, I am no longer a runner. But I brought back running, like technical run shirts, right? I brought things with me. I brought shoes. I brought things to support my life as a runner because I think from that trip, now I'm a runner again. I'm a runner. I think so. I haven't done it in the time I've been back, but I think I'm a runner. I have shirts and medals that say I'm a runner. So I think I'm gonna hold on to that a little bit longer. I need to get my knee back in some shape. I'm a runner, right? You're a painter. You are a classic car enthusiast. Who gonna say you not? You are. Whatever you want your new thing to be that person. Claim it. And then do it. And make friends who will support you in the doing it and do it with you. You know what I am in Mexico City? I'm an eater. You know what I mean, Adelia? Our friends, we eat. We eat. Eat. I don't think we have ever gone anywhere and done anything that doesn't involve food. Like there'll be a moment where we do something and then it's like, okay, but now what are we gonna eat? Okay, so if we get tacos here, like we have stopped for tacos on the way to get food. We eat. Barbara said, get out the box. Your friends and family, the people who have supported you your whole life, who already told you that moving to, Belize was going to be dangerous and you shouldn't do it. They already think it's dangerous what you're doing something new out there. Listen, you tell your friends you moved to Mexico and you have taken up ceramics, they're going to be like, are you sure it's not a cult? Are you sure you're not creating stuff for the cartel to move their drugs in? Are you sure? Right? Like they already don't trust the first choice you make. So these second choices where you're moving further away from the person they know you to be and more into the person you want to be in this moment, that sounds scary. That sounds scary. They might want to keep you in the box. You don't have to be in a box. You can be whoever you want to be, and you get to make friends that support that. I make friends that eat. I need more friends. I need more of an eating friend. My pants say I need more than just eating friends. My pants say I might need some running friends too. But my pants are not going to control me. Those pants are not going to run my life. So I'm still going to eat, and maybe one day I'll run. But now that I have those medals back here, I'm a runner. I'm a runner. Yeah, I am. Even if you've never seen me run, I'm a runner. And one day I'll make a friend who wants to run. I have a running friend who I've never run with, but she's a runner. And she was talking about coming to the city, and she mentioned a hotel, and I was like, that's great, because it's such a great place for you to run. You can run through blah, 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 blah. And I was like, see, it's already up here. It's here. I should actually get outside and do it. But I know in my runner's mind where to go and what to do. I just have to do it. I'm close. She's not a running friend. The friend that Adelia is, here's what I know about her. If I say I want to be a runner, in the next 3 weeks, she's going to send me some link to something about a running group in Mexico City, or running this, or running that, or a race. She's the encouraging friend. She's a friend. She sent me something this week about like, if you want to date, you should be here. And I was like, first of all, it's after dark. Ew, right? You should go to this event. And I was like, I don't actually want to. Me saying I want to date is not me actually meaning I want to date. Like in real life. But when she hears you say you want to do something, she's going to send you resources to support you. She's that supportive friend. She's not, when I was like, are you going to that? She was like, I will if you want me to. I will support you. She's not going to run, but she's going to send me an article about running. That's who she is as a human. Love that. Love that. Tawana said, yes, I made them pull out their phones and exchange information. Since then, I've connected with 2 of the women. I'm meeting one for coffee this week. Look at this. Look at this. Because you need community. When we started in the beginning, if you're doing something new, you need new friends. Even before you do the thing, before you move abroad, get you some friends who also want to move abroad. Get some friends who also want to move abroad. Get some friends. Because those are the people who will push you forward. Those are not the ones who are going to be like, are you sure? Because that just don't sound like a good idea. Tawana, Sarah, you weren't in town for the meetup. You got back like after it happened. Tawana going to Panama now? Look at this. Community and connection. Yes. Yes. Look at this. My goal was to get to know one person. As introverts, we're not walking up to folks, so I talked to the person seated next to me. That's all you need to do. But I know as an introvert, doing the thing, getting out, actually leaving your home and going to the place where people are is hard. It's hard. But that's how you do it. That is how you do it. Barbara from Beautiful Powerful Love says, my pants say I need some dancing friends, classes, workshops, parties, but without fear of sweating out your hair. Yes. Your pants not the boss of you. Don't let them pants bully you. Do not let them pants bully you. We can say no to pants. No pants from now on. No pants. We say no to pants. They are not the boss of us. No pants. A Ford needs moms who love to travel friends. Are you in a Facebook group for moms or are you in a Facebook group for travelers? And can you ask for everything? Can you ask for where the combination is, right? So if you're in a group for moms, ask who loves to travel and has availability to travel in 2023. If we're in a group of travelers, ask who's a mom and is traveling. You're going to get a lot of people. So you're going to have to say, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go, right? Like, who's a mom who wants to travel to Botswana, right? Like, you may have to get more specific to narrow it down, because if you're in either Facebook groups that support either of those things, you're going to get a lot of people. You got it. But that's the thing. If you want a specific friend and that friend hasn't reached out to you and said, if you're going for pie tomorrow, I'll go with you, you might have to reach out and say, who wants to go for pie? Or invite someone specific for pie. You might have to do the work, right? If the work isn't being done for you, right? Exodus Summit, I feel like, does the work to a certain extent, right? We have women who want to move abroad and take career breaks in the group. Link in description. And so if that's what you want, boom, they're there for you. But if you specifically want women who want to take a career break in Taipei, you need to ask for that. You need to say, hey, who here wants to take a break in Taipei in 2024? Anyone? Anyone? Maybe you join a group for people in Taipei or people who are going to be in Taipei and start looking for the Black women, if that's important to you. Who's in here? When I come, who can I be friends with? Who seems like they have good vibes? Who seems fun, right? Who seems like someone I want to know? Because it's not going to be everybody in the group. It can't be everybody in the group. So you'll find them. Oh, that actually reminds me. Friend of a channel, Libria, runs Wandering Moms Facebook group, and that is for moms who like to travel. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier, but I'm going to drop a link right now. Boop, 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 boop. So yes, that is a group for moms who like to travel. I don't know how active it is because I'm not a mom, so I'm not in the group. I violate all kinds of rules and join all kinds of groups I'm not supposed to be in. But 3 new posts today. 22,000 members. Almost 23,000 members. 3 new posts today. 80 new posts in the last month. So, they got some people in there. Moms who like to travel. Boom. The group exists. I don't know why I didn't think about that first. Mom Adventures is a total introvert. Wait, here we go. But I now host a meetup group for Black women in Monterey Bay. Look at this. Because it can't be that many Black women in Monterey Bay. I mean, it could be, right? But yay. Yay. See, even if you're an introvert, if you're an organizer. So Adelia and I are both introverts, but she's an organizer and I'm not. I'm literally vibes. I feel like today feels like a great day for gelato. Let me ignore the fact that the lines are going to be crazy and getting there might be a mess because it's Sunday. Vibes. That's all I got. Vibes. Done. Yeah. You need someone as an introvert, you can be an organizer. You don't have to be, but as an introvert, if you're an organizer, you can organize the space for other people to be extroverts. Adelia organized the last meetup for brothers and sisters in Mexico City. And before people started showing, she was like, "Do I have to be here?" I was like, "Yes, you actually do." But the extrovert's going to do all the work. Someone's going to show up in here with a huge personality, and they're going to do all the work. It's going to be like 17 people. If there are 50 people here, 25 of them are going to have big personalities. And there were. And it was fine. But in the beginning stages, before people started like showing up heavy, she was like, "Have I done my job by just organize, show up, even as an introvert? The extroverts will come and take over the party. They're going to be on the dance floor, whether it's a dance floor or not." Figure it out. You'll figure it out. Okay. We're making friends. We're making friends in Facebook groups. We're making friends in WhatsApp groups. We are making friends that are like us. We're making friends that are not like us. And the not like us or like us could be age. It could be children in or out of the home or no children. It could be partnered or no partnered. It could be a thousand things. Runners or no runners, right? Like go in these groups. I tell you, Facebook groups are going to be the starting point, especially when you're thinking of moving abroad or you've moved abroad. Facebook groups are going to be the starting point for a lot of your friendships. It's 2023. I know some of y'all hate social media, but social media is going to be a starting place for most of your in real life relationships. It just is. At this point in time, it just is. It's hard to avoid. That's just where we are. Social media matters. So go, get on these groups, find these people, make some friends, take them with you. Extroverts, you see the introverts, you know who they are. Give them a hug. Maybe not. Maybe you don't know each other like that yet. Have the conversation. Traveler Awakenings, where can I get into the WhatsApp groups? That's difficult because it's not always that obvious. You may need to join the Facebook groups to figure out what the WhatsApp groups are. Usually they're easier to join. If you're in a city, someone will say like, "Hey, are you a part of this WhatsApp group?" Or you can ask even if you don't want to be on Facebook long, you can get in a Facebook group and be like, "I'm not usually on Facebook. Are there WhatsApp groups in this city? And what do they focus on?" Right? There are all kinds of groups in Mexico City. I try not to partake. I don't like when my phone does things. And on WhatsApp, it's really hard for your phone to not do things, right? Like I only want to see the messages I don't like I don't like group chats. I think that's what it sums up to. I don't like group chats. And so group chats of hundreds of people, and there's always a new message. You're ruining my WhatsApp experience. It's not your fault. I shouldn't be in this group, right? So I can't really tell you about WhatsApp groups because I try not to get them. But I'm on Facebook, and so I don't like when the doorbells or when the phones ring. We did our Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge this week, and on the last day, someone knocked on my door, and I was like, "What? Someone is knocking on my door? Why would they knock on my door?" Get up and get it. And it's clearly these 3 young people, and they see me and they're like, "I don't know where we're supposed to be, but it's not here. I don't know who you are, Miss Ma'am, but I know we're not supposed to be talking to you." They were like, "Oh, we're so apologetic," like shocked and appalled that not only was I not the person they were looking for, they're pretty sure that person was not in this apartment. They were like, oh, wait, it's a Black. They were like, no, no, that's not what I was expecting. Someone said, Auntie Lou says if it ain't a delivery, it's ignored. Yes, you have to call to get, if I'm expecting you, I've gotten a call from security first. And so they called somebody else. I don't know how they got up here, but it wasn't knocking on my door. I was like, who? When my phone makes noise, every time my phone makes noise, I don't even look at what the noise is. I just immediately turn off the sound. Like, I'm sorry, the sound was off on accident. It was on accident. Let me turn that off. And then when I get in the mood, I'll look at the phone. I'm not expecting to hear this from Dara is an extrovert. So I'm not expecting to hear this from an extrovert. I'm gonna have to do some thinking and some chatting with her about what this means. Because I would think she'd like group chats. I don't know. Teresa joined Stephanie's co-working with no intention of really participating, but she's enjoying meeting and learning about the women. Yes. Group chats. Co-working. Group coaching. Anywhere there are groups of people you think would be good relationships for you and your future. So in our group coaching yesterday, we were talking about day before yesterday, we were talking about getting for the woman to get other coaching. And one of the things Stephanie said was, I'll join a group coaching program, not for the coaching, but for the relationships, right? Because there are people, like, even without knowing who's going to sign up, she knows that these are going to be a group of women or a group of people who are interested in something she's interested in, right? So there are relationships to be formed there, even if the coaching isn't worth it. And we're talking about an experience I had where the coaching wasn't worth it. And she was like, well, there's always other people, right? There's ways to recoup your money by creating relationships with other people. And so think about that. It's Simi's birthday. Happy birthday. Stepped out of my comfort zone yesterday, made 4 new contacts at an event. Yes, you had that birthday energy. I think I'm supposed to know what your sign is, but I don't. I don't know. Your people are in there. Your people are in group coaching. It's why I have a group coaching program called From Burnout to Bliss, which you can get at fromburnouttobliss.co. But it helps women move abroad. The link is in the description. It helps them take career breaks, and they create community. They create community with each other. It's why we do the group coaching for Exodus Summit, which we do get your next 3 clients. If you want clients for anything that you sell online, but it's not a product. So if you do coaching online, consulting, any kind of thing that you do online, but it's not like, it's more service than a product, we help you with that. The link is also in the description, I think. I put it in there. No, the link is never in the description for that because it's not open to everybody. That's what it is. I was going to do it, but I remembered. It's not in there because you have to join Exodus Summit first to get in there, because we don't want people paying and then being like, hi, you're not part of our community. You must go. No men. You got to have a Negro nose. So it's the last day of the Aquarian season. Yes. Life of Luxury and Ease needs to attend the next one. I can't tell from your photo who. Oh, no, now I know who it is. Yes, girl, you need to bring your behind in there so I can talk about you. Okay, so one of the things I love about the group coaching program that I run is that it's a year-long program. So there is a curriculum that gives you information you need as you're moving abroad. But there's also a year-long group coaching component once a month for at least 12 months. And we know each other. Like, we develop a lot over time. And so we have those times to get to know each other and see each other and talk to each other and know what we need in detail. And so it's a really great place to find your community if your community are people who want to move abroad and are just looking for a little bit more support. Lovely place. Lovely place. Yeah, we don't let just anybody in our stuff. Y'all know this. Y'all know we do not let just anybody in. Colette says it's a very compassionate community. Yes. From Brown to Bliss is a space where you can show up and be authentically you. It's a small enough space that you can share everything and feel safe. And we've had people do it, right? It's the kind of space where people can talk about their most intimate fears or their like the highlight that they can't share with their friends because their friends wouldn't understand. And you're here with, a number of women who do. And so I'm very, very proud of it. I'm very proud of the community we formed in there and how women are always looking out for each other. A happy place. It's a happy place. If you are looking for community as you start your journey abroad, and I got distracted by my cat. If you're looking for community as you start your journey abroad, we're here for you. We are, whether that's a career break or move abroad, we are here for you. There are a ton of success stories in the comments right now. In the comments here right now, there are a ton of people who've gone through From Brown to Bliss, who've moved abroad, who've taken career breaks. And I want that for you too. So from browntobliss.co, come join. There are a lot of Negro noses in there. Identifiably Black. Okay. Someone who's real pale is going to come later on and be offended. I am so sorry for the things I've said today that offend you. I'm going to say them again because I actually mean them. But I'm sorry that my truth offends you. Blessings. Tara loves the group coaching. And Tara took a career break and now she's ready to move. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that publicly? Am I supposed to? You talked about your moving here. You talked about dropping stuff off, I think. Do I need to beep this out? I can beep it out if I need to. You tell me, Tara. It is not it. So there is a Facebook group component to it. High Vibe, you asked if it's a Facebook group. There is a Facebook group component to it, but we meet monthly on Zoom. It's a paid program. From burnouttobliss.co has all the details. I know. You can't tell me all your secrets. Okay. The group coaching is the business. First of all, I'm a very good coach. First of all, this is what you're getting for free. For paid people, you have paid me money to give you a transformation. I'm a very good coach. Very good coach. I'm claiming. We were claiming that all week in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. So I am comfortable saying that here I'm a very good coach. And so the group coaching is going to take you further and faster than you can go on your own. Coaching done right will always take you further and faster than you can go on your own. This group coaching from Burnout to Bliss will. Stephanie says, yes, it's true. It's true. I'm a good coach. I'm a very good coach. She's in the program right now, but she hasn't shown up because she knows I'm going to have some questions for her when she shows up. Because what do I want? I want the progress for you that you want for yourself. So if you cheating yourself out of progress, Miss Ma'am, I'm going to call you out. So come, let me call you out. Can you join From Burnout to Bliss at any time? Yes, it's open for enrollment at all times. Open enrollment. Always. Well, for now. So yes, you can join. All right. What do we need to talk about before I go get some dairy-free ice cream? Wait a minute. Let me see what the flavors are today. We're talking Joe Gelato. If he ain't got the flavors I want, I might need to be like, save me some. Listen, it's Sunday. I'm definitely going to hit him up with like, save me some X, Y, and Z. Because when I go there and he's out of what I want, if I go there, there's no olive oil. I came across town. Okay, so my first flavor is olive oil. Random. Okay, so this is a very Mexico City thing. But Joe Gelato is my favorite dessert in town. Gelateria. Heladeria, he calls it. An experimental ice cream place. Joe Gelato, he puts his flavors up on IG in his stories every day. Y'all came to talk about friendship. If you're my friend, you know I want to talk about ice cream. So welcome. Olive oil, cacao, black garlic, abatonka, which I don't know what that means, almond, cinnamon, chocolate de modica. I don't know what that means either. Pistachio, honey, coconut, run, mint, and something, but I don't know. Ciruela. I know it because I've talked to him about it before, but I don't remember. See, it's a Spanish lesson. It's not just gelato. It's a Spanish lesson. Salted caramel, fior de latte, flour, fior de latte, and cacao. Palo Santo. I saw him making on stories. I saw him making the Palo Santo this week. He was like burning the Palo Santo, which is a wood, which I just saw here. I moved it before the video. Here it is. It's a little wood, and you burn it, and it makes smoke. And I like the smell of Palo Santo, so I'll probably try. At least I'll taste the ice cream. Palo Santo. And the sorbets are a bunch of those were vegan, but then he also has he has a bunch of the gelatos are vegan, like the cacao is vegan. He has orange regia, which might be royal, but I'm not sure, and limoncello sorbetos. So yes, that was a sidebar about ice cream. Welcome to my world. Find you some friends who like the things you like. Olive oil gelato, how that tastes? Amazing. 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 It tastes amazing. Okay, so Lorraine Aragon says devil chocolates. That might be chocolate de modica. Olive oil gelato is the way Joe does the olive oil gelato. It's one of my favorite flavors. I usually get, it's gonna sound weird. Rock with me. His chocolate is the best. So I like Jenny's dark chocolate. When I go to the States, I always buy it. His cacao is my other favorite chocolate flavor. But I usually like to do a chocolate with like something fruity. I do lemon and blueberry. Jenny's and dark chocolate. Jenny's together. Boom. Favorite combination in there. In Mexico City, I like to do the cacao, the olive oil, and either something that's fruity or something that's cheesy. He makes some cheese flavors. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Delicious. His olive oil is amazing. Amazing. I've had one of his coffees, not his regular coffee, something else. No. His Vietnamese coffee. His Vietnamese coffee, and he had some kind of iced tea. He had a Thai iced tea and a Vietnamese coffee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a Thai iced tea. I know he had a Vietnamese coffee. I think I got them both. That man can do some flavors. He's one of my favorites. Keep your eyes off Joe. He's mine. Joe, if you're watching this, I'm just playing. Joe, if you're not watching this, all the rest of y'all, I mean it. If you're watching this, Joe, I'm playing. The rest of y'all, keep your eyes off Joe. That's my ice cream man, and I mean it. Also, don't tell him I said this. Thank you. I really mean that. Okay. Whew. Sarah says you're gonna keep a book for recipients of info. If the question is where to eat, I got the answer. There was another question. Oh, how are you making friends in Mexico City? Easy or not so much? I think that most people make friends here easily. The people who I think struggle to make friends in Mexico City are the people who don't want to be in Mexico City. It's a huge city. It has a diverse amount of activities. It's not that diverse of a population. Right? If you're only staying in an expat bubble, it is very diverse because there are people from all over and all kinds of people from all over. But when you look at the larger city, it's not very diverse. It's not. Different neighborhoods may be more diverse than others, but overall, it's not a very, very diverse city. But if you play to your interests, you will meet people. You go to the museums you want to go to. Go to Lucha Libre. If you're coming to visit, go on. Every time I've come to a city and I've gone on a tour, I've made a friend to go to a second event with. Every single time. I came to a city as a visitor. If I went on a tour, I made a friend for a second event. Mm-hmm. Put in the work. And you too, less than a year later. Less than a year later. Less than a year later. You could do it. You could do it. Hola, C. Blake from Querétaro. Okay, so we've been talking for 2 hours. You already know my mind is on gelato. So I'm gonna have to go take care of that. Dora said she doesn't even live here yet, and she's made local friends through connecting in tours. Traveler Awakenings is making Mexican friends. In the bus and the other in Puerto Vallarta, Mexican people are very nice and open. Both people are Mexican. If you leave the house in this country, it's not hard to make friends. If you don't leave the house, your friends aren't coming to you. If you leave the house, it's easy to make friends. It's easy. Go do something. Generally, if I'm anywhere and I look even like a smidge confused, there is someone who may or may not be local coming up to me and being like, how can I help you? What do you need? Are you lost? What's going on? Hi. And listen, if you want to meet someone on this story, stand on a corner, stand inside of a place and look a little bit like you're not sure about anything. I really was like standing somewhere once, like, where do I want to go next? I think I was leaving like a place and I was like, where should I want to walk around? Where should I go next? And someone else walked up like, hi, can I help? What's going on? Like, not someone who works there. Just a rando. Was like, hi, do you need some help? Now, don't be looking at a map either, because then people are going to be like, hi, you need some help, don't you? I'm here. You can segue that into a conversation if you're an extrovert. Or if you're an introvert and you don't want that conversation, but you want the confidence that you can make friends, you can use that as confidence that you can meet people here. right? The raw is going to use that and become a friend with somebody. I'm going to be like, I can meet people if I want to meet people. And you look like you're unsure of the time. And someone's going to be like, hi, how can I? Stephanie be plotting. I'm going to tell you, she's real strategic. The map is my favorite accessory. It brings all the locals to the yard. Yes, they will be like, so people are like, oh no, you can't look at a map. People will rob you. They know you're not from here. They know you're not from around here. They know you are not from around here. They don't need a map to know, but you're not from around here. And you might be a good, might be good. You might be a good victim. If you were going to be your victim, you've already been their victim. The map brings people who want to help you. And people who want to help you are kind and nice people who might be good friends. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to use that to open a conversation, or you just want to use that to say, like, yes, it is possible. When I'm ready, I can meet people. Meeting people on the ground is not, in some countries, it's going to be harder than others. In some countries, America, people aren't going to be so likely to take their time to stop and help you, especially if you do not speak the local language. It's rare. I was in Bogota once, my first time there. And the immigration agent, you go through immigration, you're just like, where you stay, the basic stuff. And I can do the basic stuff in Spanish, mostly. If he gets fancy, I'm about to be like, what are we talking about? How can I figure this out? I can usually figure it out in Spanish because there's some context. It's immigration. There's only so many things you want to know. But I'm going with, he's like, I need to give you a Spanish test. And I was like, I'm already in the country. If I don't pass the Spanish test, do I have to go back home? Like, what are we doing here? But I get out to the curb and I realized there's significantly less English spoken than expected. And by significantly less, I mean none. None. A police officer sees that I am on the struggle bus because the shuttle that's supposed to be picking me up is not here. He's like, I don't speak any English. Not like the police officers are on the curb and they're like, keep going. They're at the airport, they're flagging people. It's one of those police officers who he has a job to do. But he's like, he comes over, he can't help me because he doesn't have enough English. I don't have enough Spanish. He's like, hold on. He goes downstairs and brings up a tour guide who was trying to get his own people on a bus, brings up the tour guide and was like, you speak English, you talk to her. Now, where in America would that have happened? Where would that have happened? This man was like, she speak one of them other languages. I don't speak that, but I can find somebody who does. And left his policeman post to go find me an English-speaking tour. He wasn't like, I can't help you, go downstairs. He was like, wait. He said, wait here. I understood that in Spanish. He said, wait here. And came and got somebody for him. I said, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, y'all helpful. I had a question about something else. My tour group wasn't where they were supposed to be, or I couldn't find them. I went and I asked a police officer. He took me to this little police station. It was across the plaza. So we walk across the plaza. He's like, going inside. He's trying to get me to go inside the police station. As a Black woman from America, I am resistant at this point. I'm like, no, I'm at the doorway. Like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Trying to back away. Like, it's too many of y'all. But outside of America, cops are significantly less scary. Significantly less scary. So I go in. They're like, they don't understand what I'm saying. I don't understand what they're saying. This man gets on the computer and opens up a translation, like Google Translate or whatever. And he's like, what do we need? He's typing. He's asking me questions. I'm asking, where else would that happen? That I feel comfortable talking to the police, that they're willing to get past their language barrier and that they're like, yes, I'm going to affirmatively help you with something that is none of my business. Outside of America, people tend to be a lot nicer. Not everywhere. A lot more helpful. A lot more, I'm not just going to leave you on your own. Oh, you don't speak Spanish? Okay, goodbye. They gonna try to help you. And so it's not just the strangers on the street. It's the people who are like, I am going to try to help in a way that often as Americans we are not used to seeing people try to help. That's something that we have to get used to. Is that like in a lot of places outside of America, people actually want to help you. Not all the places, but a lot of them, they actually like don't want you standing around lost and confused. I was trying to think of a police officer at like a police officer in New York leaving their post to go to another floor of the airport to find someone to come back to help someone who doesn't speak English, right? And that person leaving their tour group to come help. I was like, so much about this is foreign to me. So much about this is foreign to me. And we've left the conversation of friends. I recognize that. But making friends is easy because people want to help you. That's the first way to open a conversation. Here, it's the easiest way to open a conversation here. Easiest way to open a conversation, just to people talk to you. But yeah, go out and go do things. People will be there. There's always someone. In Mexico City, there is always someone who wants to know, where are you from? That's the first question. Girl, where do you live? Which is always a question I get. And then when I tell them I live here, they're like, no, that's not what I meant. They always, it's always, where do you live? When I say Mexico, I live here. They're like, girl, now you know. Now you know that's not what we meant. Where do you live opens that conversation. It opens the door. I'm an introvert, so I close the door. We're not going to do too much of this small talk. But when you're ready to make friends, those people, and especially when you're ready to make local friends, those people are here for you. Those people are here for you. They want to get to know you. Where are you from makes me itch a little bit. But I know that's because I am not no matter what you might think when I talk into this camera, I am not a like bubbly people person deep in my soul. I would like to curl up on the couch by myself. And so getting me to have small talk with strangers is difficult. But it's important. Yes, where are your people from? That's what they want to know. Where are your people from? People are elite outside of the US. They're so kind, generally. Right? So yesterday, my cleaning lady came and she stayed longer. And so I gave her some more money and she was like, no. And I was like, I'm actually on a call. So I'm like trying to give her this money over here. I'm like, take the money. She's like, no. And I'm like, take the money. No. And I'm like, I don't like that this is our relationship. Like, you stayed longer, you should get paid more. But what I'm gonna do? Run her down and give her the money? Like, take the money. There's something about doing things without expecting things in return that if you grew up in America, you're probably not used to. Right? She stayed like 30, 45 minutes extra. And I was like, so take some more money. She said, no. Absolutely not. I'm going to slip you some more money one day. We're going to find a way to get you more money. But yes, the idea that not everything is transactional and that some things can be easier outside of the US is something that we miss a lot. But you should get used to. Paulo Enriquez says, this is good to know because I'd be suspicious if anyone's intentions trying to help me. Not everybody has good intentions, inside of the US or outside. But outside of the US, generally, every time someone tries to help me that's not suspicious, they really want to help. Like, it literally is like, you look like you don't know what you're doing. And we can't have you out here not knowing what you're doing. It's that sense of, you look a little confused. And girl, this city is not a city to get lost in, right? This city, every once in a while, I will see someone and be like, hey, you need something? Don't, like, where were we? Who was I with? We saw some Black girls who look like they need some help. Like, they just look like they didn't know where they were going. We were like, you need, sis, how can I? Didn't get a response, but okay. But definitely, it's the kind of city where you don't want to get lost. It's not great. It's a big city. It's lots of people, right? Like, imagine being in New York City and having no idea where to go and not speaking the language. That's hard. That's hard. Someone is going to try to help you. Someone's going to try to help you. It's a very transactional place. It's a very transactional place. But you can make friends abroad. You can make local friends. There are ways, there are avenues, go do things. Join language clubs. There are always places where, like, you can find local people who want to learn the language that you speak, right? And they'll sit with you and talk just to learn the language. There are lots of ways to meet people that will play to your interests and play to your temperament, right? Like, for something like that, for me, would have to be like a one-on-one. That's where I'm my best. One-on-one. It'd have to be like a one-on-one with someone. And so the times where I haven't leaned into the one-on-one, I have dropped the ball, but I need to do better. All right. Okay, we've talked. I'm hungry. Y'all know where to find me this afternoon. I'm gonna hit up Shonda. If you want to go for gelato, hit me up too. And I will talk to you guys next time. Okay, wait, what did I miss? From Brown to Bliss, from browntobliss.co. If you want to join our program, my program, join the Exodus Summit community, join your local communities in whatever city you're going to, or when you are, if you narrow it down to like your top 3, join groups in each 3 and see how they be acting. Because if they're in there being mean to each other all day long, join multiple groups for the cities. If you're not finding any kindness, you got this. Okay, so I will hit this question before we get out of here. On the broad topic of friendship, how do you avoid the ones in the US who all of a sudden want to see you now that you live somewhere exotic? I don't necessarily avoid them, but you can't stay at my place. Unless you're like a friend that is family to me, yes. If you come to the city and our schedules connect, we can hang out. But I do not run a hotel. So if you're coming to the city, not to see me, but to see the city, you will not be staying with me. That's not going to happen. You have to, listen, it's 2023. There are 1,000 places to stay on every corner. Good luck, God bless. It won't be in my home. I'm gonna drop the link for you. High vibe. No, I mean, if you want to come, even if we're not close, we'll come. I can answer some questions. But my home is not open. Just because you want to come to a place that sounds cool. If our schedules connect, we connect. If not, enjoy your trip. All right, y'all. Yeah, say no. Tell them people no. Tell them people no. Or give them suggestions of where to stay. Where are you staying? That's my go-to. Oh, you're coming? Where are you staying? Because you're not going to stay with me. Where are you staying? Have you arranged? What neighborhoods were you looking at? I can give you some advice about what neighborhoods to stay in. I can give you some advice about what neighborhoods to stay in. That's the one. Have you already booked? Have you already booked a place to stay? I can give you suggestions about neighborhoods. And then if I see you, I see you. If I don't, I don't. Sarah's coming to Mexico City. All right. Give us a thumbs up. Turn on the notification bell. I will see you guys next week. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.